Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 4 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 4 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter money. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 4 math. Chapter we're on right now is money. Let's just start with the lesson. Count coins and bills up to $5. So let's just start with the test questions. How much money? So we have a $5 bill and some coins, right? We are going to learn how do we count these tiles? How do we count these coins, right? So start with the dimes. We can count the dimes by tens, right? So first thing is we need to count by quarters. We have one, two, three quarters, right? So the quarters is 0.25. We can count it by 0.25. So it is 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25. That makes 5.75. The correct option is 5.75. Now we have the nickel. We have only one nickel, right? We have only one dime, so we can count the dimes by tens. So add the 10, so that makes 5.85. And then we have a one nickel. We can count the nickel by 5, so that is 5.90. And then we have a penny. We can count the penny by ones. So the correct option is $5.91. Got it? Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, how much money is there? So we need to count the money, right? So start with the nickel. We have one nickel, so we can count the nickel by 0.25. So that is $0.25 for this nickel, right? Now we have now we have the okay, so now we have 1 and 2 dimes, so we can count the dimes by 0.10. So that is 0.25 plus 0.20 because we have 2, right? And then we have two of the, I forgot the name of the coins actually. Like we have 2, so we can 0.10, and then we need to add 0.1, so that is 5 and 1 6, 2 and 2 4 and 5, so that is $0.56. The correct option is, oh, 0.46 it is, that is 0.46. Wait. Okay, we need to count by dimes. Dimes we can count by 10, so we have 10, 20, 30, 44 dimes we have, right? Then we need to count by nickel. So we have only one nickel, so we can count the nickel by 5. So that is 45 cents. And then we have only one penny. So the pennies is 1. That is 46 cents. Got it? Okay, let's just move on to next lesson. How much money is there? So we have a $5 bill. We have a $5 bill. So we have a $5 bill. Then we have a quarter. The quarter we can count by 0.25. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the dimes. We can count them by 10. So that is 0.50. And then we have only 1 cent. So we can count this by 0.01. So that would be 5.76. You have to add them. So that is 5.76. Option number 2 is the correct option. Got it? The correct option is 5.76. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, again, so we have a $5 bill. So for the $5 bill, we have 5. Then we have two of the quarters. The quarters are 0.25. So two of them, that means 0.50. Right? Then we have 1, 2, 3. So that is 0. We can count them by fives. So 1, 2, 3, you need to add 0.15. So you have to add, so 5, 0.50 and 0.15. 5, 6, and that is $5.65. So option number 1 is the correct option. Got it? That is 5.65. Option 1 is the correct option. Okay, let's just count 0. We have a $5 bill. We have a $5 bill plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is 0.70. We need to count them by tens, and a cent, that is 0.01. So together they make 5.71. Option number 1 is the correct option. 5.71 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 5.71. How much money is there? That is $0.35. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let me just move on to next lesson. Round money amounts. What is $237.95 rounded to nearest dollar? So we need to round it to the nearest dollar. So first find the digit on the ones place. The digit that is on the ones place is 7. This is the place you want to round. Now look one place to the right. On the right we have 9. 9 is greater than 5, right? So we need to round up. It would be rounded to $238. The correct option is $238. $238. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. What is $5.80 rounded to nearest cent? So $5.80 are already rounded to nearest cent, right? The 5 is the these are the cents, right? They are already rounded to 10. 80 is the multiple of 10, right? So that is $5.80. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is $1.6 rounded to nearest dollar, right? So look at the digit that is at the ones position. This is the digit that is at the ones position. So the digit that is at the 10th place is 6. 6 is greater than 5. So you need to round up. It would be rounded to $2. The correct option is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is $2. What is $180.13 rounded to $100? So we need to round 180.13 to the nearest $100. Very good. That is $200. Let me just explain how, right? So the digit that is at the hundreds position is 1. The next number to the hundreds digit is 8. 8 is greater than 5. So it would be rounded to the tens digit is round. You need to round up the hundred digit, and the other digits are 0. So that is 200. The correct option is $200. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is $12 rounded to the nearest $10? So $12 is rounded to which nearest $10? Very good. That is $10. Option number 2 is the correct option. $10 it is. What is $237.95 rounded to nearest dollar? So you need to round it to the nearest dollar. 237.95. So we need to round it to nearest dollar. 7 it is. And the digit that is at the 10th position is 9. 9 is greater than 5. That is $238. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is $238. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is $17.39 rounded to $10? So $17.39 is rounded to. We have 7 here. 7.39, that is rounded to $20, right? The correct option is $20. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is add and subtract money amounts. Add and subtract money amounts. $9.61 plus $3.50. So start adding from the ones digit, right? So 7 plus 1 is 8. Now adding the digits that are at the tens position. Sorry, we are adding the decimals. 10th and 100th digit. Start adding from the 100. 7 plus 1 is 8. 6 and 6 is 12. And 5, 17. Write 7 and carry 1. 9 and 1, 10. And 8, 18. 19, 20, 21. That is $21.78. Let's just start with the test questions. Subtract $839 minus $739. Money amounts is we need to add and subtract exactly the same like we do with the numbers, right? 9 plus we have to subtract 9 take away 0 is 9. 3 minus 9 we cannot because we cannot subtract a smaller number out of the greater one. So we need to borrow 1. So just borrow 1 from here, that is 13. 13 take away 9 is, that is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 it is. The correct option is 49. That is $49. Option number 2 is the correct option. $49 it is. add 38.00 plus 80 plus $93. So let's just add. So start adding from here because the rest of the digits are 0. 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 1 and carry 1. 9 and 1, 10 and 8, 18. 19, 20, 21. That is 211.00. That is 211. Option number 1 is the correct option. Subtract 923 minus 114. So we have to borrow 1. 13 it is. 13 take away 4 is 9. 1 take away 1 is 0. 9 take away 1 is 8. That is $809. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is $809. 4.85 minus $1.32. Let's just subtract. 5 take away 2 is 3. 8 take away 3 is 5. 4 take away 1 is 3. That is $3.53. Option number 1 is the correct option. 0.62 plus 0.44 plus 0.94. 4 and 4, 8 and 2, 10, right? 0 and carry 1. 9 and 1, 10 and 6, 16. 17, 18, 19, 20, right? 0 and carry 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. That is 2. The correct option is 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Add, subtract, multiply and divide many amounts. Let's just start with the test questions. Add the numbers in each column. Remember to regroup. Okay, let's just see. 0 plus 8 is 8. 4 plus 0 is 4. And 9 plus 8 is 17. That is $1,748. So true it is. The correct option is true. Option number 1 is the correct option. One point zero two plus 7.43. Let's just add. 3 plus 2 is 5. And 4 plus 0 is 4. 7 plus 1 is 8. That is 8.45. The correct option is 85. 8.45. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 8.45. Multiply 4 times 53. So let's just multiply 53 times 4. 4 times 3 is 12. Write 3 here and carry 1. 4 times 5 is 20 and 1. 21. That is $212. That is $212. Option number 1 is the correct option. $0.06 divided by 3. 0.06. Let's just divide it without the decimal point. Like simply divide 6 by 3. So 3 times what number is 6? 3 times 2 is 6. 6 minus 6 is 0. That is 0.02. Just put the decimal point back. So that is 0.02. That is $0.02. Option number 1 is the correct option. Divide 3.08. 3.08 divided by 7. So here we have 3. We cannot divide 3 by 7. So we have to put a 0 and decimal point over here, make it 30. 7 times 4 is 28. 10 minus 8 is 2. 2 minus 2 is 0. Bring the 8 down. 7 times 4 is 28. So that is 0.44. The correct option is 0.44. Option number 1 is the correct option. $9.13 minus $2.12. 9.13 minus 2.12. 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 9 minus 2 is 7. That is 7.01. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 4 math. Chapter we were working on is money. The lessons we have covered today are count coins and bills up to $5 bill, round money amounts, add and subtract money amounts, add, subtract, multiply, and divide money amounts. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. The tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So, any question? No questions.